Rich County, to some, may just be a cold corner in northeast Utah. But to those who call it home, Rich County is a place where competitors live and championships are born. Under first-year head coach Lex Cornea, Rich men's basketball looks to turn things around. With no shortage of returning firepower and a hard-nosed Rebel defense being instilled, the boys who call Rich home are prepared to dominate on the hardwood. Welcome into another broadcast of Rich men's basketball on My Local Radio. This broadcast could not be possible without these Rebel supporting businesses: Evanston Regional Hospital, Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley, The Come On In Casper, Plains Tire, the Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender, Freeway Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, West Star Printing, and Rocky Mountain Sign. All right, Rebel fans, get ready as it's time to join the voice of the Rebels, Matthew Peterson, down at the court for another edition of Rebel Basketball.
Good afternoon, Rebel fans, and welcome to Salt Lake for today's matchup between your Rich Rebels and the home Intermountain Christian School Lions. I'm Matthew Peterson. We're here on our Gary Tusher pregame show with the JV game currently underway right now. Rebels trailing 38-34 in that one. We got about 5.5 to go in the JV matchup, and then we're going to jump into the varsity showdown here between the Rebels and the Lions. But first, we'll go through our Gary Tusher pregame show. We'll have our J-Bar excavation scene set and our Western Ag Credit standout student coming up first, so don't go anywhere. We're closing in on tip-off between the Rebels and the Lions from Salt Lake.
Two of the things you work hardest for in life are your family and your money. Taking care of the money you earn is an important part of taking care of your family. Gary Tusher, CPA of Montpelier, Idaho, is a rancher who's also provided professional tax preparation and financial services for more than 30 years.
When it comes to taxes and your money, make sure it's handled the best way possible. Call me today, 208-847-2601.
Welcome back into our Gary Tusher pregame coverage of this one. It's now time for our J-Bar excavation scene set. The team, the tools, and the experience for your excavation project. Call them at 435-793-5855. So, Rebels are coming in with an 8-5 overall record. Their win yesterday against USDB does not count towards their overall record or their RPI. So, Rebels this season on the road, though, they are 3-4, and that's something Coach Corney has talked about, that his team has played very well in front of their home crowd back in Randolph, but when they leave the comfort of Rich County, they're not playing their best basketball. So this will be a big test tonight on the road, and they're also looking for the sweep against the Lions. Rich took down took down Intermountain Christian School earlier in the season, and we'll get into that in our Town of Laketown Ledger. But for now, how about the ICS Lions? They're not playing the basketball they would have liked to this season, to say the least. They're 4-10 on the season overall, and if you're trying to get better on the road for Rich, what better place to go than ICS this year? The Lions 1-7 here in South Salt Lake City. So not a big home crowd, a home threat advantage for the Lions. Offensively, ICS averaging about 44.5 points per game, and defensively, that's where they're struggling the most. And speaking with head coach Tim Drisdom, which we'll get to in our T7 Propane Coaches show, he talks about his team not having the height and the size to compete down low. So defensively, giving up about 63.5 points per game as well. That's our J-Bar excavation scene set. The JV matchup currently about halfway through the fourth quarter. Rebels trailing 39-34. We got more ground to go over, though, in our pregame show. When we return, we're going to have our standout student portion of it. It's presented to you by Western Ag Credit, so we'll have that right after this.
Whether you're looking for gravel, sand, topsoil, rock, or other materials for your excavation or landscaping project, trust the experienced, knowledgeable team at J-Bar Excavation, specializing in sale and delivery of the materials you need to finish your project. J-Bar Excavation in Randolph, Utah has the team, the tools, and the plan to help you create exactly what you're looking for. J-Bar does quality work that fits your schedule and your budget. Call J-Bar Excavation today, 435-793-5855.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, LSR Refrigerated, and the Walletines in Garden City. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Walletine clan wish the Rebels good luck. And by Cat Answer Technical Services, proudly supporting the Rich Rebels. The staff at Cat Answer Technical Services wish the Rebels good luck on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and in life.
Go Rich Rebels!
I'm now with the standout student from Rich High, senior Amber Cook. Amber, it's great getting to know you, and I want to first start this interview off by asking, I know you're a part of the book club at Rich High, so easy question. If you're on a desert island, what book are you bringing with you?
Oh, that's hard. I would probably bring Silence.
Bring Silence?
The author is, yeah, but it's about a deaf girl, and she finds a guy who has a speech impairment, and so she can read his lips easy, and so they fall in love. It's a really cute book.
Oh, that is a really cool story. So what are some other books you like and some of your favorite genres?
I'm into, like, sci-fi, but also into romance. My favorite series so far right now is what's it called? The Mortal Instruments.
The Mortal Instruments, and tell me a little bit more about that.
So it's about, like, the Shadowhunter Society, and there's vampires and werewolves and stuff like that, but they fight demons, and it's kind of just, like, them fighting, like, demons and other people who are trying to, like, ruin their family and, like, other things like that. But
is Twilight one of your favorite books?
No, I don't like Twilight.
Really? Okay, you mentioned vampires, so I figured that'd be the number one choice. That's all right. All right, Amber, let's switch gears a little bit, and let's talk about what you like to do outside of Rich. How do you like to spend your weekends? Any activities or hobbies?
I'm really, really into dancing.
Cool, okay.
I go on Thursdays to Logan to do Dance Illusion, and that's where I practice and stuff. And then I'm also super into singing and writing music, stuff like that. I'm super creative. I mean, drawing too and painting, those sort of things.
Oh, that's awesome. So you said that you're a big fan, or you like doing dancing. What kind of dancing do you like to do?
Mostly hip-hop, but contemporary too, whatever.
Oh, that's really neat. Okay, and when it comes to painting and music, I mean, you're quite an artistic person, it sounds like. Are you involved in the theater program at Rich?
Yeah, I'm in the musical.
Oh, cool. So what kind of roles do you like to do when you're in the musical?
I like the crazy ones where I can just go full out. This year I am Rose Alvarez, and it's in Bye Bye Birdie. And so she's a little bit different than what I would choose, but I wanted it because she gets a lot more time on the stage, and she has her own songs. But she's more of like a professional type of character. And I'm with Rich High senior Amber Cook, our standout student. Amber, I've got one final question for you. It's your senior year at Rich. I don't want to put any pressure on you, but have you thought about what you want to do at the end of your senior year at Rich? Any interest or things like that you want to pursue? I'm thinking of going into psychology. Psychology? Kind of a big deal. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of schooling, but yeah. That's really neat. So why psychology? I'm really into like the mind and figuring out more about it so that I can figure out more about myself, I think. And I like just thinking deeper into things, and I'm really into like understanding people better. Well, that sounds like a great profession to go into. Thank you. All right, folks, that is Rich High senior Amber Cook, our standout student.
Our standout student portion of the pregame show is always presented to you by Western Ag Credit, your partner in agriculture. All right, folks, the JV Rebel team has taken the lead here at ICS after trailing by a handful. Well, now they lead by 1 with a little under 3 minutes to go. Exciting matchup here. We got to step aside for a quick break, though, and when we return, we'll have the Coaches Show portion of the broadcast on in a few minutes. So we got the Rebels and Lions varsity teams going at it at the conclusion of this exciting JV matchup here in Salt Lake.
When your vehicle needs new tires, any tire store can get you back on the road. But only Plains Tire can get you rolling again with the peace of mind that you were treated well, paid a fair price, and that you'll be taken care of for the life of the tire. At Plains Tire, trained tire technicians mount and expertly balance your new tires, replace the valve stems, and hand check each lug nut to make sure it's all tight and secure. Plus, you'll get lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations only at Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston. Visit plainstire.com.
Whether you need a big bite to eat, a tasty snack, or a sweet treat, the Crawford Trough in Randolph has it all to satisfy your cravings. From tasty burgers and wraps, patty melts and perfect pitas to fresh salads, home-cut fries, crispy onion rings, and of course, that silky smooth ice cream. The Crawford Trough can feed your hunger and then some. And if you haven't tried one of the Trough's mixed sodas, your taste buds don't know what they're missing. Stop in today at the place to eat and drink, the Crawford Trough at 120 South Main, Randolph.
It's about time for our Coaches Show portion of the broadcast. And in our Gary Tusher pregame show, Coaches Show is always presented to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all of your propane needs, give them a call at 435-793-4208. So we're going to hear from the boys basketball head coach for the Rich Rebels, Lex Cornea. And before we hear from Coach Cornea, I got a wonderful interview in with the Intermountain Christian School boys basketball head coach, Tim Drisdom, a former Utah Ute basketball player. He played professionally in Mexico, China, Finland. Really great conversation with him. Excited for that one. So we'll have that in a moment. For now, the JV matchup is a 42-41 Rebel lead with 2:22 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll keep an eye on this one. But first, we'll step aside for a quick break, and then we'll have Intermountain Christian School boys basketball head coach Tim Drisdom on the other side.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Welcome into the T7 Propane Coaches Show with Intermountain Christian School boys basketball head coach Tim Drisdom. Coach, thanks for the time today. It's the second time you guys are going up against the Rebels. Last time out, good first half, good perimeter shooting. Second half, kind of cooled off a little bit. Is the game plan trying to just stay hot from beyond the arc for 4 quarters, or approach the game differently this go around?
I mean, we want to make sure that we get the best shots that we can. Throughout the course of the game, I thought we got some good looks in that first half. We knocked them down and were able to kind of stay close. And one thing with our guys, I mean, we're young, and you get in games like that where you're there and you hope that the game ends in the first quarter, right? Because you don't expect to kind of be close. And I think we gained a lot from that game. And so hopefully we go into this game with a little more confidence and a little more toughness. I mean, obviously, size is always going to be an issue for us, but hopefully we can kind of shore up the rebounding part of it. I mean, if we can make some shots, that'll be hopeful, though.
Coach, you said it right there, young team, maybe not the record you want to have right now, entering 4-10 overall, but a lot of young players looking to get improvements. Is this a season about small victories, or is this still, hey, wins and losses, I'm not here for the small victories?
No, I mean, and that's a great question. We actually addressed that this week in practice, and, I think we do a great job with moral victories, right? Like, I think our team competes. I think we have a close-knit group. I think we're pretty respectful and sportsmanship. I mean, all of the things that kind of matter. I think we do a good job. But at the same time, we want to win basketball games. We don't just want to count how many moral victories we can get. And the good thing is that we have definitely improved. And sometimes improvement doesn't always show up on the win and loss column. But hopefully we can get to playing our best basketball starting tonight and finishing out the season however we do.
Coach, as you guys get ready to face Rich for a second time, what's the biggest adjustment you want to see, whether it's offensively or defensively, second time around?
Yeah, I thought that Rich imposed their physicality on us a little bit as the game wore off, right? Obviously, we can't do it. Like, we're not going to grow tonight. Our guys aren't going to get any taller, but we can definitely stand to take the fight to them a little bit more. I think that'll be the big thing. And then also, like, playing to win, you know what I mean? Like, I think when we went down there, we were like playing to be close and that type of thing. And it got us through a good first quarter, but just adjusting our mindset and just saying, hey, you know, on any given night, anybody can be beat. You know, you got to do little things and you got to almost play perfect. But that's kind of the adjustment to kind of take the fight to them. I thought they brought it to us a little bit more in those last three quarters.
Coach, thank you so much for the time today. Best of luck tonight.
Hey, thanks a lot again.
That is ICS boys basketball head coach Tim Drisdom on the T7 Propane Coaches Show.
All right, folks, JV matchup has a little under a minute to go remaining with the Rebels leading 46-41. They had a nifty comeback. At one point, they trailed by, I think, as many 6, maybe 8 in that ballpark. But in the last couple of minutes, they have roared back. And I'll take the word from the Lions there. And taking a lead, and it's a 5-point advantage. Rebels just had a basket, and timeout was called afterwards, so it'll be ICS basketball. Once this game wraps up, I'm estimating about a 10 to 12-minute warm-up for the varsity crews, and then we're going to get underway. So let's call it about a 5:15 tip-off, give or take, for the varsity matchup between Rich and ICS here in Salt Lake City. But until then, we've got a lot more to go over here in the Gary Tuscher pregame show. We'll step aside for a quick break, but when we return, it's the Laketown Ledger provided by the town of Laketown right after this.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on mylocalradio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods, with a farm feed and supply store to boot. Proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply Store.
Rebels JV team holds on to win late here in ICS. A fantastic comeback by the boys. You know what? I spoke too soon when I said up next we'll have our Laketown Ledger. How about we hear from the man, the myth, the legend, head coach Lex Cornea.
Welcome into the T7 Propane Coaches Show. I'm with Rich High Boys Basketball head coach Lex Cornea. Coach, yesterday you guys were able to take down USDB with relative ease, and a lot of your bench players got some quality minutes. So what's the transition going to be like going from a game where a lot of your JV players get some minutes, and now tonight's game against ICS, where a different story, and you got to roll with your starting five and your varsity crew more?
Well, we knew that, last night was basically a pregame for, our most important game of the week, which is ICS. USDB, it's been great for us. I think it's good for them. It actually doesn't factor into our RPI. It's just they play a JV schedule, and we're glad to have them come up. It works really well for us. But, we knew that last night it's basically a pregame practice. Even if USDB was really good, it was about the game that is going to affect standings that, factors into March. So, but it was good to have those kids and, the bleachers out and the music on and the officials and, for both our older guys and our younger guys, for our younger guys, that feels like a varsity game. And I just wish that more of us could have been there, because I think that's a great opportunity to go get those reps and just learn what it feels like to, play in Rich High School gym with the lights on and have that big game atmosphere that we bring.
Coach, tonight it's a rematch against ICS. You guys beat them at home, a double-digit win a couple of last or 2 weeks ago. Are you of the mindset that it's difficult to beat a team twice in the season, or every game's a brand new game?
No, it's difficult to beat a team twice, and especially, when you're on the road. We've proven to be a very good team at home. I think we like playing in our gym. But, on the road, we struggled. That's where probably our worst performances of the season have come. So, and ICS, we know they play hard. That first quarter against them, the last time we played, kids can play. They're active. They hustle. And, on their home floor, it's going to be a dogfight. And ICS has been, a very good program over the last few years. Last year they were a state title contender and, one of the best teams in the regular season. And this team, they played with them all last year. They were in those practices. So they're young, but in their home gym, they're going to be much tougher. And I think our guys, they appreciate that. They know that we're still a little short-handed, but that next man up mentality, that's the story of this point of our season. Your number can get called on any given night, and you've got to go out and perform. So our guys know it's going to be a tough one. And I think they've bared down and they're ready for it.
Coach, this will be the second game for you guys in the last week, and where it should have been one of the third or fourth games for you. So the question being, are you expecting your team to maybe come out a little slow in the beginning, and any phases of the game you worried you guys will be behind in?
No, I don't think so. I mean, once you're into January, you practice, you've got games coming up. We've already played, 13, 14 games. And it actually is kind of, I'd never design it this way, but I think it was kind of nice for guys to just take a step back. Sometimes when you have those, consecutive 3-game weeks, they just kind of blur together and you don't have time to really stop and process and adjust and learn from these games that you've had. That Mount Vernon game, for us to have 2 days after that we didn't have more games. You couldn't have just that short memory and move on to the next, 4 quarters. We had to sit and think about that one. And, in the long run, I think that might be good for us. So as far as us being sluggish, last night being able to get our varsity out there in the first part of that first quarter and challenge them to start. No, I think we'll be ready. We know who ICS is. We know the pace they like to play. We know kind of where their shot selection comes from. And we know that they're dangerous and, they're a team that can hit a shot from 35 feet out. It doesn't bother them to shoot that. And I think that's something we've had to learn, that, we're not really a team that's going to shoot from that deep. And that doesn't mean other teams can't make it. And, adjusting to that kind of style of play is important, and it's something that got us against Mount Vernon, but I think we're ready for it today against ICS.
Coach Cornier, one final question for you. Just talk to me about what you've seen out of Riley Carrillo as he has been elevated from the 6th man to the starting 5 the last couple games.
Well, obviously, if we had Logan Muirbrook right now, he'd still be coming off the bench. But I tell you what, that kid there really hasn't been a moment that's too big for him. You look at some of the shots he's hit, and the opportunities he's had out on the floor. he shoots it with confidence, and he works really hard on defense, rebounds well for us, and runs the floor. Against Taviona, he stepped in and hit a huge shot for us down the stretch that allowed us to push that game to overtime, and he's done that a couple other points in the season. So, what you don't see is, what we're able to see in practice. Man, the minute practice is done, I don't think there's been a night all season he hasn't worked with Coach Holmes or Coach Weston down low and for a half hour got in another, 200, 300 reps of something he's wanting to improve. He's that quiet leader. I know that the seniors really respect him. The whole team respects him, and they know that when he goes in, he's gonna work his tail off and give us the best look he can, and that goes for everybody when they go in. So it's been really nice just having somebody that, obviously you miss Logan and we miss anybody when they're gone, but I do think that the guys around them who are quarantined or whatever might happen, they know that when somebody else goes in, the effort doesn't decline, the work doesn't decline, and I think everybody's given their best effort out there.
Coach Cornea, thank you so much for the time. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you. We'll see you, Matthew.
That is boys basketball head coach for the Rich Rebels, Lex Cornea, on the T7 Propane Coaches Show.
All right, folks, we got about 3 minutes to go until tip-off between the Rebels and the Lions here at Intermountain Christian School. We're going to take a quick break, but when we return, then we'll have our Laketown Ledger, learn about the history between these two sides, our keys to the game, the Old Chicago Pizza and Logan pregame slice, our starting lineups, and then before you know it, it's tip-off. So don't go anywhere. We're getting closer to the start between the Rebels and the Lions.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep.
In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Whatever takes you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground-level rooms on 10 acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including newly renovated rooms, a business office, workout room, outdoor pool, and full-service restaurant, plus complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Welcome back to our broadcast here. It's time for the Laketown Ledger. You're listening to Rebel Radio on 98.3 FM K80Q in Evanston. All right, so let's check out the history between the Rebels and the Lions. Rich leads the overall series 11-4, and they beat ICS not too long ago back in Randolph 77-46 on January 16th of this year, of this month, really. So that's our Laketown Ledger. Good luck, Rebels, from the Mayor and Town Council of Laketown, Mayor Burdette Weston, Council members Dallas Clark, Gary Ogilvie, Delora White, and Eldon Robinson. Now let's get into our keys of the game for this afternoon, or this evening now. First key, perimeter defense. Last matchup for the Rebels was at Mount Vernon for a varsity matchup, and the Rebels struggled on the three-point defense. Second one is strong start. ICS back in Randolph a couple weeks ago, they had a good first quarter. Rich had to come from behind. So strong start for the Rebels. And the third key, inside out. That means get the ball down low, get it to Riley Taylor and Correa at the block, and let them kick it out to Scott and Greer for a three-point shot. We've got the national anthem starting soon. But before we do, I want to get into our starting lineups. Let's check out the starting lineups for today. Actually, we're going to have the national anthem first. How about that?
Thank you so much for the chance that we have to be here.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Now it's time for our starting lineups. It's the usual four with Riley Carrillo in there off the bench for Logan Meerbrook. So we've got four seniors: Connor Greer, Truman Huffner, Riley Carrillo, John Scott, Riley Taylor, and that's our starting five for the Rebels. Now for the ICS Lions. They're going to throw out sophomore Scott Floral, freshman Campbell Little, junior Dimitri Burke, number 10 Keaton Aquino, a freshman, and then number 24, the only senior in the starting lineup, Miles Simoncini. We'll quickly get into our Old Chicago pregame slice. That's Old Chicago Pizza in Logan. Pizzas and more built from scratch, one delicious ingredient at a time. 795 East, 1400 North in Logan. The Rebels are wearing their road blue uniforms. They're going to be going from left to right on your My Local Radio video stream with white numbers on the front and back and Rebels across the chest. As for the home Lions, they are in their home uniforms and their maroon lines and numbers on a front and back of it's a unique color. I'm going to call it a silverish color. I'm no Bob Ross. All right, folks, we're ready for a tip-off here between the Rebels and the Lions. It's Rich basketball getting underway. Tip-off is one back to Riley Taylor. Taylor hands it off to Scott, who crosses half court. Scott moving it to the corner to Greer. Greer takes a couple dribbles, picks it up, moves it further to the corner to Scott, who gives it right back to Greer. Moved along the perimeter. Huffner for three. Bingo! Truman Huffner starts it off with a three-point shot on the Station on Main scoreboard from the top of the arc. Lions struggling to get the ball across half court right now, but eventually they do. It's with Simoncini. He goes to Little on the wing. Down lower to Burke. Burke back up top to Floral. ICS passing the ball outside the three-point line. It's with Simoncini at the top of the arc, and he hands it off to Burke. Dimitri Burke trying to enter the zone, picks up a screen, goes to his right on the right half of the court. 12-foot floater, that's off the mark, rebounded by Greer. Connor Greer dribbles across the timeline. He's at the top of the key, goes to Huffner on the near wing, down low to Taylor at the block, couple dribbles, kicks it out to Carrillo. Moved along the perimeter to Scott. Pump fakes, drives in, pulls up from the free throw line, too deep, rebounded by the Lions. Dimitri Burks hauls it in, crosses half court with the ball. He passes it across to Simoncini. Miles Simoncini, the only starter for the Lions, and it's with Burke now along the baseline. He puts up a shot off the window, no good, gets his own miss though, and kicks it out to Simoncini for three. That's also off target, and it's rebounded by Carrillo. He dishes it out to Taylor, dribbling across half court, flipping it over to Greer for a wing three. That's offline, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by a Lion. So it'll stay with Rich with 6:21 to go in the opening quarter. Rebels leading 3-zip on the Station on Main scoreboard. Huffner inbounds it to an unexpected Carrillo. Here's a breakaway right now for Floral. He puts up a layup that falls. Lions on the scoreboard. It's 3-2 Rich. Scott has it on the far wing. Directing traffic. Overhead pass to Greer. Now inside with Taylor. A couple dribbles. Posting up, going up, finishing it off. What a nifty move from the senior Taylor. It's 5-2 Rich on the Station on Main scoreboard with just under 6 to go in the first quarter. Floral moves it to Simoncini in the corner. He dribbles inside the paint, puts up a nice layup that falls. 1 point game again. It's 5-4 Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard with 5.5 to go in the opening quarter. Scott has at the top of the arc, passing it to the far wing to Greer. He takes a few dribbles, now goes to Huffner on the near side. Huffner yet to do anything with it, passing to Greer in the wing. Down low to Taylor, dishes it out to Correa from the free throw line. Nothing but net for the junior. 7-4 Rebels, thanks to Riley Carrillo's mid-range jumper. On the other end, it's a missed basket from Simoncini that's rebounded by Correa, who dishes off to Greer, and now it's with Huffner in the corner. Once again, Correa pulls up from the free throw line. Back-to-back baskets for Riley. It's 9-4 Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard with under 5 to go in the first quarter. Whistle blew as Burke was entering the lane. Travel called. Rich basketball. John Scott will inbound it in front of his own bench. He gets it out to Huffner. Huffner leisurely dribbling across half court. On the near wing. Picking up his dribble. Goes to Scott for a three-point shot. That's short off the rim. Rebounded by the Lions. They push it up the court. It's with Burke. He dishes off to Little, except the pass was intercepted. Whistle blew. Kick ball on the Rebels. It'll be Lion basketball with 4:32 to go in the first quarter. Rich leading 9-4. ICS to inbound it. They go in the quarter to Simoncini. He passes it up top to Little. Now it's with Okino. Okino entering it inside, and the Lions kick it out to Simoncini for three. Off the iron, rebounded though, and they put up another three-point shot. That's no good. Rich gets the rebound. Greer dribbles across half court, goes to Scott on the near wing. Scott down low to Taylor at the block. Taylor picking up his dribble, kicking it out to Carrillo, and the Rebels move it along the perimeter. It's with Greer now at the top of the arc. Under 4 to play in the first quarter. Huffner takes a pass and has on the far wing, gives it back to Greer on the near side, goes back to Huffner on the far side. All this action happening outside the three-point line. Greer on the near wing, goes to Scott for a corner three. In and out, rebounded by Burke and ICS. Little takes a pass and pushes up the court to Aquino. Whistle blew, shuffled his feet, travel called. It's Rich basketball on their own baseline. Rebels with a 9-4 lead on the Station on Main scoreboard as timeout is called by head coach Drisdom with 3:31 to go in the first frame.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome back to Salt Lake City for the matchup between the Rebels and the ICS Lions. Rich leading by 5, 9-4, with 3.5 remaining in the first quarter, and they have the ball and they inbound it now to Greer on their half the court. Greer taking his time as he crosses midcourt. Now flings it over to Scott on the near wing. Scott with plenty of distance goes to Greer in the corner, gives it right back to Scott into the top of the arc with Huffner. Pass across to Scott on the near wing in the corner. Now down low to Carrillo. He has a shot, gets his own miss, and he's fouled on the way up for round number 2. And a pair of Bear Lake Realty free throws coming up for the junior, Riley Carrillo, who took a hack on his second shot after missing the first. So Riley Carrillo, who has started a handful of games in a row now, this is start number 3 for the junior. First free throw off the front iron, no good. Logan Meerbrook is out for this weekend, but the Rebels are hopeful they'll have him back next week. Some big games coming up for Rich. They need their starting 5. Second free throw delivered, no good as well. Ball gets out of play, last touch by Taylor. So it is ICS basketball on their half the court. Rich with a 5-point lead, just over 3 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Substitutions being made. Riley Carrillo grabs a seat for senior Jaden Grohl, who comes in. Grohl, such a defensive menace. It's with Okino on the far side, down low to Little. Okino pops a three, that's off target. Rebounded by Scott Floral and the Lions. Simoncini takes a pass, works along the baseline, digs out of some trouble, and the Rebels forcing the ball to the top of the arc for ICS. Lions beyond the three-point line. Go to Little on the far wing. Down low to Aquino in the corner. Back up top to Little, and with Simoncini now at the top of the arc. Good ball movement from ICS as Aquino enters the lane and kicks out of it and passes it out to Burke. Aquino takes the pass, made his way down the baseline as the ball was popped out of play from Jaden Grohl, the trailing defenseman. And it's going to stay with the Lions. 2:24 to go in the opening quarter. John Scott grabs a seat as Riley Carrillo re-enters the game. Lions pass the ball up top to Burke. It goes to Aquino on the far wing. 3-point shot from Floral, that falls. Corner three from the sophomore, and it's a 9-7 game now on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels with a slim lead. Just over 2 to play in the first. Huffner has it on the far wing. He goes up top to Greer. Now it's with Grohl on the near wing. Down low, outside the arc with Greer. He passes to Carrillo at the block, puts a shot off the glass, and good. Good accuracy from Riley Carrillo, and it's back to a 4-point lead for the Rebels. It's 11-7. And just like that, the Lions have a response. Quick basket from them, pushes it back to a 2-point game. It's 11-9 Rich with about 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Jaden Grohl has at the top of the arc. He goes to Greer, down low to Taylor, puts a shot up. That's no good. Rebounded by ICS. Lions push the ball up the court to Simoncini, whose pass is taken away by Greer. What a nice steal, a breakaway for the Rebels. Greer goes up with it, unable to finish it off. Offensive rebound by Grohl. His second chance is no good. Third chance now by Taylor. That is! What hustle on the offensive glass for Rich. 13-9 Rebels. And just like that, a quick response by ICS has pushed it back to a 2-point game, 13-11. Under a minute to play, Rebels leading in Salt Lake. Grohl passing it to Huffner on the far wing, down low to Taylor at the block. Taylor taking a couple dribbles, wants to go up with it, so he does and finishes it off. Little contact, but referees keep their whistles in their pockets. It's 15-11. Rich leading with a little under 30 seconds to go now. Aquino has it on the far wing, passes to Little on the wing. Now it's up top and it's moved over to Burke. Whistle blows, travel on Dimitri Burke with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Rebels with an opportunity to add on to their 4-point lead in the first quarter. Riley Taylor has been dominant down low so far. Huffner dribbles the ball across half court. 13 seconds. He'll hold for the last shot. 10 seconds now. Standing in the center court logo. 7 seconds. Passes off to Grohl on the wing. 5 seconds. Whistle blows. And a travel on Grohl. If it was a travel, he didn't go very far. But a whistle blows with 3.9 seconds. And it will be the Lions with the chance to have the last shot of the first quarter. ICS inbounds it to Floral, cross half court, 1 second, puts up a buzzer beater, no good. Bricks the shot and the first quarter comes to a close. Rebels leading by 4, 15-11 after 8 minutes of basketball in Salt Lake.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
And we are ready for the second quarter of Rebel basketball with Rich leading 15-11 on the road. Second quarters are always brought to you by Stacy's Repair. When you need a repair, take it to the ones who truly care, Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Rebels with a 4-point lead, largely due to Riley Taylor's 8 first quarter points, more than half the baskets the team made. All right, here we go. Lions driving in. Simoncini drawing some contact as he made his way towards the basket, and free throws coming up for the senior Miles. And now a chance to make it a 2-point, one-possession game to start the second quarter off. Miles Simoncini, the only senior in the starting lineup for ICS, as he makes the first free throw. 3-point lead now for Rich. Substitutions being made by the Rebels. Connor Greer checks out of the game for the first time. Second free throw up and good. 15-13, 2-point game. Rebels offense working down low with Taylor on the block. Puts a move up and put him in the washing machine. Spin cycle, please, as Riley Taylor adds to his total. That's his 10th point of the game, and we're early in the second quarter. And just like that, the Lions respond before I can even write down the score. It's 17-15, back and forth we go here at ICS. Huffner has it on the near wing for the Rebels. Moves it up top to Scott. Now back on the wing with Huffner, down low to Taylor. Taylor goes up, draws contact. No, travel. Travel on Riley Taylor. And is there a timeout called? Yep, Coach Corniak calls time with 7:11 remaining in the first half. Rebels leading 17-15.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
It's a 2-point lead for the Rebels with 7 minutes to go in the Stacy's Repair second quarter, and Riley Taylor has had a fantastic start. You really can't get a better start out of anyone. He's got 10 points through nearly 9 minutes of play. That's over a point per minute for the senior forward. Behind him, Carrillo's got 4, and Truman Huffner has 3. Haven't seen much out of Connor Greer or John Scott. Lions chuck up a 3 on the other end. That's no good, and it's rebounded by Grohl. Scott with on the far wing. Now it's up top to Huffner. Moved it across to Greer in the corner. He picks up his dribble and passes it off to Scott. Back to Greer. Wing 3. Bingo! 20-15, Rebels leading, and Connor Greer's on the scoreboard. I think he heard me. 3-point shot from the Lions is too deep, no good. And it's a 5-point lead still for Rich with 6.5 to go in the second quarter. Huffner on the far wing, passing to Scott, now back to Huffner. Beyond the 3-point line, he goes to Greer. Another 3-point shot. That's too deep. Offensive rebound by Scott. He has it at the elbow and kicks it back out to Greer. Greer passing. Okay, everyone, I am so sorry. We had some technical difficulties. Sometimes Wi-Fi decides to just stop working mid-game, but let me catch you up to date. A lot of action happened, but the most important detail is the score. The Rebels have a 36-29 lead here at the half. We've got a hotspot up and running now, so hopefully that will carry us through the next 2 quarters of basketball. And we should be up and running. We're going to take a quick break here. I wish I had more stats and numbers for you. I don't. I wasn't keeping too close attention to the game, trying to get everything situated and working back here. But it's a 36-29 lead for the Rebels at the half. And we'll step aside for a quick break.
Whether you need a big bite to eat, a tasty snack, or a sweet treat, the Crawford Trough in Randolph has it all to satisfy your cravings. From tasty burgers and wraps, patty melts and perfect pitas to fresh salads, home-cut fries, crispy onion rings, and of course, that silky smooth ice cream. The Crawford Trough can feed your hunger and then some. And if you haven't tried one of the Trough's mixed sodas, your taste buds don't know what they're missing. Stop in today at the place to eat and drink, the Crawford Trough at 120 South Main, Randolph.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Welcome into our Crawford Trough halftime show. It's the place to eat and drink in all of Rich County. So we're going to update our station on main scoreboard for everyone watching because it is not 20-15. It's a 36-29 lead for the Rebels after 16 minutes of basketball in Salt Lake City here at Intermountain Christian School. So before we lost connection, it was a 20-18 lead for the Rebels, and then ICS tried to make a comeback and had some nice plays. At least I could hear from the crowd yelling. Big thank you to my producer, Michael Wilkerson, back in the studio for helping out throughout that madness. But we got about 2 minutes to go until the resumption of the game, so let's talk about the first half and what we saw of it here in our Crawford Trough halftime show. Some Town of Randolph first half highlights. Riley Taylor and Riley Carrillo. Riley Square down low. They each have their own block, a beautiful 3-story apartment for each of them down low, and they are operating and in business every single game, it looks like. The Rebels continuing to find more and more success down low. Truman Huffner got the scoring started for both sides with a beautiful perimeter 3-point shot. We also saw Connor Greer light up the scoreboard from beyond the arc as well, and John Scott and other companies getting involved with it too. So that's some of our first half highlights presented to you by the Town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Good luck from the mayor, Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, Melanie Lim, and the town clerk, Lena Peer. We got about a minute to go until the second half begins here in ICS. We'll keep it right on the screen for you. No breaks as we'll get ready for the Epic Recreation third quarter. Epic Recreation, make your vacation an epic one to remember. EpicRecreation.net or call 435-946-EPIC. That's our Epic Recreation third quarter, and we got about 35 seconds to go until that gets going. It's a 36-29 Rich lead on the road here at ICS on the station on main scoreboard. And the Rebels, 7-point advantage going into the second half. They're going to send out their usual 5 now as of late. And we have some more camera issues. One of those days, things just aren't working. Hopefully we'll get that camera up and running in a second. There we go. Okay. So hopefully it's smooth sailing from here on out as we get ready for the third quarter of action. Rebels leading 36-29, and they'll start on offense with an inbound pass to Truman Huffner. Huffner taking the ball across half court. Goes to Scott on the near wing. Scott wanting to get rid of it, so he does to Taylor. Now fed down low to Carrillo, who does the rest off the glass. Good 1-2 punch from the big fellas, and the Rebels force a turnover on the other end on the inbound pass, but unable to cash in was Greer. So it's a 38-29 lead. And on the other end, it's an ICS miss. Here come the Rebel offense. They go to Greer on the near wing. Greer makes his way along the baseline and polishes it off. What great display of athleticism by Connor Greer. It's a 40-29 lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. Lions miss a three-point shot at the other end, rebounded by Taylor. He passes it up court to Huffner, who takes it across the midline. Huffner dishes it across to Greer on the far wing. Quarterback pass down low to Huffner, got through his fingertips, but picked up by Scott. Rich moves along the perimeter. Now Greer passing it off to Scott at the top of the key. Scott goes to Huffner on the near wing. Plenty of room, passing it off to Taylor at the top of the arc. He goes to Scott on the far wing. Down low to Taylor at the block. Picks up his dribble, kicks it out to Carrillo for three. Too deep, rebound Greer. He goes up with it. That's offline. Rebounded by ICS, gets it out to Simoncini. He pushes it down to the far corner and gets it right back to him. Whistle blows, travel. Both sides doing some globe-trotting as we've had a number of travels. 40-29 lead Rich with 6:23 to go and counting in the third quarter. Huffner dribbling across half court. He goes to Greer on the far wing. Greer pumped up, pass taken away. Lions come up with it, and they get it across the timeline. It's passed to Floral and now goes to Simoncini on the wing. He kicks it out to Aquino. Aquino passing it off to Burke on the near wing. Lions driving in, coughing it up. Rich County Government steal. Goes to Scott. He passes it off to Greer, and now it's with Huffner on the near wing. Carrillo makes a basket down low. It's 42-29, Rebels lead, and Greer forces a steal. He drives in, kicks it out to Huffner, who puts it in off the glass, and the Rebels are running away to start this third quarter. It's 44-29 Rich, and timeout is called with 5:15 to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Rebels racing out to a strong start in this third quarter. At the half, it was a 36-29 Rich lead. Since then, the Rebels have gone on to put up 8 unanswered to push their lead to 44-29 on the Station on Main scoreboard. I'm Matthew Peterson, happy to have you alongside me for another edition of Rich Rebel Radio on 98.3 FM K80Q Evanston. It'll be the Lions to inbound it on their half of the court with just over 5 to go in the third quarter. ICS dribbles it across half court. They go to Aquino. He passes down low to Little and gives it right back to him. Simoncini passing it off to Burke on the far wing. He picks up his dribble, reverses course to Little on the near wing, and the Lions continue to pass it along the three-point line. Burke driving in, putting up a shot, foul and one. No, basket did not fall, so it'll be 2 free throws coming up for Dimitri Burke, a junior. And a chance for the Lions to get on the scoreboard for the first time in the third quarter. Burke's first free throw attempt up and good. 14-point lead for Rich. It's 44-30. Burke makes both of them. 44-31, Rebels leading. Greer has it on the near wing. He goes to Huffner at the top of the key. Huffner dribbling and giving it right back to Greer. Greer makes his way towards the top of the arc and shovels it across to Scott on the far wing. Scott goes to corner Greer for three, in and out. Rebound, ICS, contact, and a foul on Riley Carrillo. And it's foul on Carrillo, his second, and team second of the second half. 4:30 remaining in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Rebels leading by 13 in Salt Lake. Lions push it across half court. Another whistle, another foul on Rich. And this will be something the Rebels have to stay disciplined in. When you've got a 13-point lead, the easiest way to let your opponent get back in the game is to foul. Put yourself in foul trouble and hand off, takeaways and hand off free throws. Burke working down low, muscling his way towards the basket and knocking it through. 44-33. It's an 11-point lead now for the Rebels as the Lions have strung together a couple quick baskets. In the corner with Huffner, moves it all the way up top to Scott now. Scott directing traffic and passing it off to Greer. Connor Greer trying to run off some clock, but plenty to do. Under 4 to play in the third quarter. Whistle blows, travel once again. Another travel for either side. It's been racking up. Neither team having good footing. 11-point lead on the Station on Main scoreboard for the visiting Rebels. Little feeding it inside to Burke. He coughed it up for a moment and moved it outside for a Simoncini three. No good. Rebounded by Greer. Here come the Rebels. He crosses half court and kicks it out to Scott, dribbling along the baseline, picking up his dribble, throwing it up top to Greer, and now Greer slowing the pace down. Connor Greer dribbling, passing it off to Huffner on the far wing. Huffner goes to Grohl, who fires it across to Greer on the near wing. Inside now to Huffner, kicks it out to Carrillo, moves it to Greer for three. No good. Rebounded by the Lions. ICS gets it out, and they cross half court now. Simoncini dribbling out of danger and passing it off to Little. Little to the free throw line for a waiting Burke. He kicks it out to Floral and moving back up top to Simoncini. Here's Okino. He passes to Little, who had to corral a loose ball, and his pass gets through the fingertips of Okino, picked up by Scott right beneath the basket, who puts it in with ease. 46-33. ICS moving the ball along the perimeter with Okino. Now at the elbow, down low, open Floral and good. Wide open was Scott Floral for the Lions at the block. It's 46-35. Rebels leading by 11. Under 2.5 to play in the third. Huffner on the near wing. Yet to dribble, passes inside to Greer. Whistle blew. And it's going to be a foul on ICS. Riley Taylor's going to check back in the game for Rich, replacing Riley Carrillo. Huffner with a Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play beneath the ICS basket. Inbound pass goes to Taylor in the paint, wants to go up with it, so he does. Shot's no good, rebounded by the Lions. Okino hauls it in, he dishes it out to Simoncini, who crosses the timeline. Miles passing it off to Okino, dribbles inside the perimeter. Little for three, that's good. And here comes ICS, 8-point game, 46-38. Rebels led by as many as 15 at one point. It's been cut in half just about. Getting loud here at Intermountain Christian School. Rich offense, moving the ball along the perimeter. Pass taken away. Lions come up with it. Whistle blows. Foul on the Rebels. It's the fourth foul for Rich this half, and it's the second on Truman Huffner. Do we have a timeout? Indeed we do. Coach Cornea calls time with 1:35 to go in the third quarter. Rebels leading 46-38 down the station on main scoreboard.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
Some decisions in life have a
It's a 46-38 rich lead here in ICS, but the Lions have come roaring as of recently. At one point, the Rebels had a 15-point lead. It was 44-29 when ICS called timeout. Since then, the Lions have gone on a 9-2 run to cut into this deficit. And Coach Cornea called timeout, trying to regroup his offense. It's going to be Lion basketball as Truman Huffner was a guilty party of a foul right before the time was called. Campbell Little inbounds it to Simoncini. Miles crossing half court, guarded by Huffner, making his way down the right half of the court. Now working along the baseline in the corner, passing it off to Floral. And the pass gets through the hands of Little, out of play. Rich basketball, and the Rebels were looking for any kind of break, and they get one there. Scott inbounds it now to Huffner. He dribbles across half court. Goes to Greer on the near wing. Getting loud here in ICS. Huffner has it on the far wing. Goes to Scott at the top of the key. Inside to Greer. Bounce pass goes to Carrillo, and back to Greer at the top of the key. Underhand pass to Carrillo to Huffner on the far wing. Huffner waiting, looking, passing to Grohl. He bullets it across to Scott on the near wing. John Scott moves it up top to Greer, who dishes it back out to Scott for three. No good, rebound. Ball gets out of play. Last touch by Miles Simoncini. Simoncini and Grohl were fighting for position to get that ball, and then it bounced off one of their arms out of play. Rich has the basketball, though. It's up top with Greer. He goes to Scott. Back to Greer at the top of the key. 35 seconds and counting to go in the third quarter. Scott passing it over, and now inside to Taylor. He goes up and one! That's what I'm talking about, Riley Taylor. And the Rebels pick up a much-needed basket to push it back to a 10-point lead. It's 48-38 with an opportunity to make it a three-point play at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. First free throw up and good, and it's an 11-point lead now for the Rebels. 49-38, just under 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Simoncini goes to Little on the near wing, up top to Floral. He passes along the baseline to Burke, whistle blew, and it's a foul on Rich. That is the team's sixth foul this half, so after this, every defensive foul for the Rebels will result in 1-and-1 free throw shooting until we get to the double bonus. Foul was on Taylor. Maybe his team's only fifth. Regardless, 17 seconds. Up top with Burke. 10 seconds. Burke driving in, kicking out to Floral. He passed off to Little. 7 seconds. Driving in, Simoncini. Whistle blew. Foul. It's on the Rebels, and I'm not sure if it's a shooting foul or on the floor. Teams are lining up as if it's on the floor. Indeed, it is. It's the third foul on Jaden Grohl, team 6. So after this, we'll have 1-and-1 until the double bonus. Floral to inbound it with just under 5 seconds. Goes to Simoncini in the corner. 3 seconds. Puts up a three. No good. Rebounded by Greer, who chucks it down the court, but the shot was after the buzzer, and the third quarter comes to a close. It's the Rebels leading 49-38 here at ICS.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
It's the fourth quarter here in Salt Lake. The Rebels leading by 11 against the ICS Lions. Welcome into the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. ICS will start with the ball in the fourth quarter. Aquino dribbling inside the perimeter. Reversing course, Simoncini, top of the key three. That's no good. Was it tipped? And it was indeed. It was an air ball, and I didn't get a good vantage point of it, but referees deem it was tipped, so tipped it is, and it's ICS basketball beneath the Rebel basket. Floral inbounds to Simoncini in the corner. He takes a couple dribbles and goes to Little. Up top now, Aquino driving in, poked away from behind. Ball gets out of play, and last touch by Rich, so it's going to stay with the Lions on the offensive half of the court. 7:43 to go in the fourth quarter. Rebels leading by 11. Simoncini dribbling along the baseline. Shot's good. 9-point game, 49-40. Rebels leading on the Station on Main scoreboard. Scott has it on the far wing. Rebels moving along the perimeter. It's with Huffner now. Huffner goes to Scott at the top of the key. Back to Huffner on the near wing. Rich continuing to pass outside the three-point line. Whistle blew. Offensive foul. It is on Grohl or Carrillo down low. It looks like it's on Jaden Grohl. That's his fourth, and he's going to go to the bench as Riley Taylor re-enters the game. 49-40 lead for the Rebels. 7:14 to go in the game. Inbound pass goes to Aquino. Aquino guarded by Scott, runs through a screen, makes his way towards the block, reverses course, and passes to Simoncini outside the three-point line. He dashes it off, and now it's Dimitri Burke dribbling into some traffic and getting out of it. Little passing to Simoncini in the corner. Looks like a youth soccer game as the Lions are bunched up and now they spread out. Simoncini on the near wing. Dribbling inside the paint. Going up, no, kicking it out to Floral for three. That's good. 49-43, 6-point game. Rebels leading. Huffner on offense. Dribbling, getting direction from Coach Cornea. It's getting loud. Huffner standing near the bench. Dribbling and passing it off to Greer. Greer gives it back to Huffner. Just over 6 minutes to play. Greer passing to Huffner on the near wing. Back up top to Scott. Back to Huffner on the near wing. Cross-court pass goes to Scott, and he gives it over to Huffner, and timeout is called by Coach Cornea. With 5:55 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. It's a 6-point lead for the Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Rebels leading by 6, 49-43, with 5:55 to go in the fourth quarter here at Intermountain Christian School. It's going to be Rich basketball. They'll inbound it on the offensive half of the court. Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound pass goes to Huffner. He stands near the timeline, dribbles and passes it off to Scott. Defense and crowd getting loud here. Huffner on the near wing. Moving it up top to Scott. Rebel offense stagnant right now. They try to run 5.5 minutes of clock off until the Lions come near John Scott. He doesn't have to do anything. Passing to Greer now. All this happening about 10 feet away from the three-point line. With Scott on the near wing. Lions content with not pressuring Rich and letting time burn off the clock. Scott takes a pass. He stands in between the three-point line and the center court line. Now it's with Greer. Greer passing to Scott. The three guards just playing hooky outside the arc. Under 5 minutes to play. And Scott standing with the ball at his hip as if he's frustrated. Goes to goes to Huffner. Now it's with Scott and a little more pressure in his face, so he goes out to Greer with Truman on the far wing. Little over 4.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Huffner has it in front of his own bench. Goes to Scott on the near wing, on the near top of the key. Scott gives it back to Huffner. Huffner dribbling, whistle blew, foul. And it looked like a Cold War was happening between these two teams as the Rebel guards, John Scott, Connor Greer, and Truman Huffner were just passing it. A little three-man game all beyond the line. Greer inbounds it now to Huffner. Crosses half court. Huffner goes to Scott on the near wing. Defensive intensity beginning to pick up for the Lions. Huffner has it deeper in the wing, moves it up top to Greer at the top of the arc. Just over 4 minutes to play. Down low to an open Scott, goes up, misses. Offensive board by Carrillo is good though. What a putback by the junior. And the Rebels extend their lead. And an interception on the other end by Connor Greer. A big steal. Greer forcing the issue, pushing it down the court, kicks it out. It's with Taylor at the top of the arc, and the Rebels will slow things down. 51-43 Rebels lead, whistle blew. And Connor Greer is arguing for a shooting foul. They'll say it was on the floor. That's the team's fourth with 3:44 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Guilty party was Campbell Little, his first. Scott takes an inbound pass to the top of the arc. Goes to Greer on the near wing. Pressured heavily, so he gets rid of it to Scott. Moved across to Huffner on the far wing. Now with Carrillo. Up to the near wing with Scott and pushed across to Greer. Greer inside, now back outside to Carrillo. Huffner takes the pass in front of his team's bench, gives it right back to Greer, whistle blew, and a foul on the floor. Team's fifth foul. First on Keaton Okino with 3:17 to go in the fourth quarter. A timeout is called by Coach Tim Drisdom of ICS. We'll step aside. Rebels leading 51-43.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Rebels leading by a handful, 8 to be exact, with 3:17 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. I'm Matthew Peterson, happy to have you with me for an exciting finish here at Intermountain Christian School against the Lions. Rich offense has just killed about 2.5 minutes of clock by pretty much standing still. ICS not really pressuring the guards beyond the three-point line, and They said, fine by us. We'll just stand still like statues and let time burn. It'll be Rich basketball, a Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play in front of their own basket. Greer to inbound it. Goes to Taylor. He passes it off to Scott. Dribbling across half court. Scott picking up his dribble. Goes to Huffner, who now takes a couple dribbles of his own and moves to Scott in the corner. Scott passing it up top, and it's moved over to Greer at the top of the key. Giving it over to Huffner now. Huffner taking a couple dribbles and moving it across to Scott on the near wing. Under 3 minutes to play in the game. Taylor takes a pass, and he goes to Huffner at the top of the arc. Down low to Greer. Basket's good. Nice shot from Connor Greer beneath the hoop. It's a 10-point lead. 53-43 Rich. A little over 2.5 to go in the game. As the Lions were pushing the issue down the throat of the Rebels, a whistle blew. It's going to be a foul, and 1-1 is coming up. No, 2 free throws, a shooting foul. So Miles Simoncini has a trip to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line and a pair of shots coming up, trying to make it a single-digit game again as he knocks down the first one. Second free throw for Simoncini coming up now. He splits them. 53-44 lead for Rich. Greer takes the pass and now goes to Huffner. Huffner getting across the timeline. Goes to Greer on the far wing. Whistle blew. And it's going to be a foul on ICS. And after Rich was the only team in any sort of foul trouble, the Lions have picked up a couple fouls as of recently. That's the team 6. Second foul on Okino, a freshman. Inbound pass for the Rebels goes to Huffner on their half of the court. He takes it across the timeline and hands it off to Scott on the near wing. Looks down low. Pass was nearly intercepted, but that's Greer coming up with a loose ball and one. Connor Greer turned a broken play into a beautiful picture as he scooped up a loose ball, made his way towards the hoop, drew some contact, and gets the and one. 55-44 with an opportunity for a three-point play. Free throw up and good. 56-44, Rebels leading by 12 with just over 2 minutes to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. ICS dribbling inside the perimeter, offensive foul. Rebels take over. It's an illegal screen on ICS, and it's Rich basketball on their half of the court. Scott inbounds it to Huffner. Just over 2 minutes to go, and a foul on the Lions as Huffner was making his way down the court. That is the 9th foul, and that's a defensive foul, which means we'll have a free throw coming up, potentially 2, for the senior guard Truman Huffner. 2:01 to go in the game. Rebels with a 12-point lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. Free throw up and good for Huffner. Make it a 13-point lead, 57-44. Huffner trying to sink both shots here and push the lead all the way out to 14. He does so. 58-44, Rebels lead, and timeout is called. We'll step aside for a quick break. With just over 2 minutes to go in the game, the Rebels trying to hold on to a 14-point lead on the road.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Rebels leading 58-44 with now under 2 minutes to go in the game. Lions working on offense. They put up a quick 3. That's off the rim, rebounded by Scott, and Rich content with slowing the pace down as Scott takes the ball across midcourt. Passes it off to Greer, who dribbles inside and kicks it out to Huffner beyond the three-point line. He dribbles his way towards the top of the key and gives it over to Scott. Whistle blew, and a foul on Little. It's going to be free throws coming up. 2 shots as the Rebels are now in the double bonus. So John Scott to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. With 1:38 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Scott buries the first free throw. Be sure to stick around after the game for our post-game coverage of this one. A lot of great action to talk about. Scott sinks them both. 60-44. The lead continues to grow for Rich. Little over 90 seconds to go in the game. ICS puts up a 3, banks it in. 60-47, 13-point lead. Quick foul by ICS with 1:27 remaining in the fourth quarter. Connor Greer goes to the free throw line. That 3-point shot made by Miles Simoncini. And it's going to be 2 free throws now for Connor Greer as the Rebels are in the double bonus. Coach Drisdom talking to 3 of his guards as Greer puts up his first free throw attempt and no good. 13-point game with just under a minute and a half remaining. Second free throw from Greer, that's good. It's 61-47. Lions working down low, shots no good, rebounded by Scott, and they foul. With 1:17, we've got more free throws coming up. This is the final game, kind of the only game for the varsity crew at least this weekend for Rich. Their game tomorrow against Telos got postponed. Scott makes the first free throw. 62-47. 15-point lead, trying to make it out to 16. He does so. Always consistent at the free throw line, that John Scott. 63-47 Rebels. Rich forces a Rich County government steal. Huffner goes up with it. Shot short. Second effort's no good. Rebounded by the Lions now. Here comes Burke. He dribbles across the timeline. Burke puts up a wing 3. Airballed. Rebounded by Greer. And he's fouled as he made his way down the basket with 55 seconds to go. And Rebels comfortably ahead. It's a 16-point lead right now, and you got to figure this may be the last time ICS fouls, especially if Greer makes, either of these, even if he misses, under a minute to go, 16 points. That'd be quite a feat for ICS, but Greer makes the first free throw, 64-47. So like I was saying, final game for the Rebels this weekend. They've got 3 next weekend, though, as Greer knocks down both of them. 65-47 Rich on the Station on Main scoreboard. Simoncini dribbling through the paint, putting up a layup. That's good. 65-49. 40 seconds and counting. Greer dribbling across half court. Rebels leading by 16. 35 seconds. Passes to Huffner near the center court logo. Huffner picks up a screen. Gives it back to Greer. Under 30 seconds with Scott on the far wing. Scott guarded closely by Little. Pass to Taylor at the top of the key. Taylor dribbles, hands it back to Scott. Under 20 seconds with Huffner in front of his own bench. Dribbles towards the top of the arc and passes to Scott on the near wing. 12 seconds at the free throw line with Taylor. Kicks it out to Greer beyond the line, and with 6 seconds left, the Rebels will run down the rest of this clock, improve to 9-5 on the season. ICS falls to 4-11, and that's the final. 65-49, Rebels pick up a win on the road down at Intermountain Christian School. We'll have our post-game coverage coming up next, so don't go anywhere. It's the Rebels picking up their 9th win of the season by way of a 65-49 road victory.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
A 65-49 victory for the Rebels on the road against the ICS Lions. Welcome into our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap now, where we'll recap this one. An interesting recap indeed, as we dealt with technical issues from halfway through the second quarter until the beginning of the third quarter, but glad we got that straightened out. Let's rewind, though, back to the first quarter. The Rebels started off with a Truman Huffner 3 to open up the scoring and would coast on to lead by 4 going into the second quarter. Then in the second quarter, much of the same success for the Rebels offensively. Defensively, the Lions started to pick up traction, though, on their game offensively, which meant the Rebels' lead, while it did not get trimmed, the Lions began to put up points in a hurry, and the first half came to an end with a 36-29 7-point lead for the road Rebels. At the end of the half, it was Rich picking up a lot of scoring down low from Riley Taylor and Riley Carrillo. The two Rileys doing a bulk of the damage at their respective blocks. Meanwhile, we get into the third quarter, where the Lions got off to a bad start. It was the Rebels racing out to a quick 8-0 start to open up the third quarter. At one point, they led by as many as 15, 44-29. However, the Lions would respond and go on a 9-2 run to close out that third quarter and go into the fourth trailing 49-38. And at the start of the fourth quarter, it was ICS once again having some positivity on offense, and they trimmed the lead all the way down to 6. They trailed 49-43, but the Rebels, they had enough of that, and they pulled away and kind of squashed that rebel, well, not a rebel, but squashed that rebellion by ICS, and would go on to win 65-49. That is our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Gourmet sandwiches, fresh and fast every day. You can visit them at 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fresh and fast meet. Now time for our Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game. Precision Play of the Game, we got to look at the second half because we missed a chunk of that first half, but rewinding to the third quarter, we saw some good guard play for the Rebels beyond the arc, and we're going to go to Connor Greer. He had some nice perimeter shots and had the ability to use that perimeter strength of his to his advantage and catch defenders sleeping as he could slip in behind the three-point line and made his way towards the basket, had some nifty layups. So that is our Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game. Connor Greer with a great drive in off the glass down low, working with a lot of tall trees around him. That's Dr. McKay Frankum. Precision Family Dental Care at reasonable rates. Call the dental office of Dr. McKay Frankum to schedule your appointment today. 307-789-8910. We'll step aside, and when we return, we'll have more post-game coverage here at ICS as the Rebels improve to 9-5 after a 65-49 victory over the home Lions.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less travel. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston. As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
(65-49) victory. Welcome into our post-game coverage. It's now time for the Auto Farm Chevrolet shot and play of the game. Shot of the game for the Rebels. How about all the free throws they made? A collective effort by Rich to not let the Lions back in this one. Great free throw shooting. That's the kind of stuff that can keep a coach up at night if they're not knocking down those free points. So the free throw shooting for Rich in the fourth quarter is our shot of the game. Now time for the play of the game. We saw some fantastic Rich County government steals, especially from Scott and Greer down the stretch in the fourth quarter, trying to muzzle any comeback effort by ICS. And if you know me, you know I'm a sucker for defense, so those steals are always going to get a highlight shot and play of the game, presented to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, serving Rich County for generations. Now time for the Garden City game adjustment. The Rebels scored the first basket of the game, and they never looked back. They never gave up the lead. This game was only tied when it was 0-0. The Rebels would never be within, the Lions would never be within 2 since the score was 9-7. The Rebels really took it to them. So Garden City, where families play, game adjustment, not much needed. If you want to talk about an adjustment, it could have happened in practice as the Rebels tightened up some loose ends compared to their last road outing when they fell in Mount Vernon against the Patriots. That's our Garden City game adjustment, where families play in beautiful Bear Lake. Visit gardencity.ut.us. Let's check out what's coming up next on the calendar, our roundup calendar. So tomorrow, Saturday, January 30th, no boys or girls Rich High basketball. The Rich Middle School boys basketball team is at Big Piney for a tournament. And the next Thursday, February 4th, Rich High boys and girls, that's right, girls, I can't wait. They're going to get back in action against Cokeville on the road. Both those teams, both the Rebels boys and girls team defeated the Panthers a couple weeks ago at home, so they'll look to continue that play on the road. Then the Rich Middle School boys basketball team, that same Thursday, February 4th, will play Star Valley, the Braves, at home. Friday, February 5th, a week from today, Rich High boys and girls basketball are home against Tabiona. So the Rebels boys and girls teams will play at Cokeville and at home against Tabiona. Both teams that the boys and girls swept last time they met. So Rich will try and continue that pattern in the fourth quarter. All right, folks, we're going to step aside here as I am being ushered out of the gymnasium right now. One time, our final score here from ICS, the Rebels winning 65-49 against the Intermountain Christian School Lions. For my camera operator, Alyssa McDaniel, for my producer, Michael Wilkerson, I'm Matthew Peterson, signing off. Rebels winning on the road, improving to 9-5.
You've been tuned into Rich High School Rebel basketball on Rebel Radio, KADQ-FM 98.3, with video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's match has been brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses: Evanston Regional Hospital, Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley, The Come On Inn in Casper, Plains Tire, The Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender, Freeway Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, West Star Printing, and Rocky Mountain Sign. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the aforementioned rights holder.